Did you know that a missing detail on your returns and refunds page can cause a Google Merchant Center suspension? That means no shopping ads, no visibility, and no sales. But that's not the only risk. A vague or unclear policy can lead to chargebacks, angry customers, and bad reviews. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to build a Google compliant refunds and returns policy step by step. You'll learn exactly what to include and why, so you can build a policy that keeps your account safe and builds customer trust. To make this easier, my team and I, we've created a free downloadable template that you can get down below. It's plug and play, completely editable, and built to match Google's policy requirements. We'll be using it throughout this video, so check the link down below to get it for yourself. Let's get started. Okay, before we start writing our policy, here's what Google wants to see in your policy. It should clearly explain how you handle refunds and returns, and it must match the actual shopping experience that customers have on your website. Now, Google doesn't dictate exactly what you must say. It just needs to be honest, clear, and consistent. Whether you offer 14-day returns, 90-day returns, or no returns at all, that's really up to you. What matters is that your policy makes this clear. To help get you there, your policy should have these 7 things. What products can be returned, how long customers have to send them back, what condition the items need to be in, the step-by-step process for making a return, who pays for return shipping, how you handle refunds or exchanges, and how customers can get in touch if they need help. Okay, let's now build this together step by step using our template. Step 1, add an intro paragraph to your policy. We'll start with a short, friendly intro. This sets the tone and helps reassure your customers. Here's an example you can type right into the template. We want you to feel confident shopping with us. If you're not 100% satisfied with your purchase, we're here to help with easy returns and refunds. You can tweak the tone to fit your brand, just keep it professional and clear. Step 2, what products can be returned? Okay, this next part should clearly explain which products can be returned and which can't. Here's some example wording you can copy and paste into the template. New and unopened items are eligible for return. However, certain products are final sale and cannot be returned. These include, but are not limited to, gift cards, personalized items, perishable goods such as food, clearance items, and open hygiene products. Keep in mind, this is just an example. If your store doesn't accept returns on perishables or open cosmetics, just update the list to match your policy. The key thing here is to clearly list any expectations. This helps your customers understand the rules and shows Google your policy is transparent. Step 3, your return time frame. Let's now add your return window. This is how long customers have after delivery to request a return. Google doesn't require a specific time frame. They just want to see that you've clearly stated one. Here's an example for a 30-day window. Returns are accepted within 30 days of delivery. That's a common one, but it's just an example. Some stores offer 14 days, others go with 90, and some don't accept returns at all. Pick what works best for your business, just make sure it's clear and specific. Okay, step 4, item condition requirements. Here we're going to define what condition the items need to be in to qualify for a return. This helps set clear rules so that your store stays protected and gives Google the clarity they want. Here's some example wording that you can use. To be eligible for return, items must be unused in their original packaging with all tags and accessories included. If your store doesn't allow returns on used or opened items, just update the wording to match your policy. Step 5, the return process. Now let's outline the exact steps your customers need to follow to start a return. This helps avoid confusion and saves your support team from getting flooded with questions. Here's some example wording you can add to the doc. To initiate a return, contact us at support@yourstore.com with your order number. Once approved, we'll send return instructions. Please include your receipt or order confirmation and package the item securely. It's simple, clear, and actionable. Exactly what Google and your customers want to see. Okay, step 6, return shipping costs. We're now going to cover the return shipping costs. This is where you explain who pays for your return shipping. And again, this is totally up to you. Google doesn't care who pays, they just want to see that it's been clearly explained. Here's one example. Customers are responsible for return shipping unless the item is damaged or incorrect. Or if you offer free return shipping, we cover all return shipping costs. Contact us for a prepaid label. The main thing, just be clear so that Google knows what to expect. And Google sees everything's easy to understand. Okay, step 7, refunds and exchanges. Here, we're going to explain how and when refunds are issued and whether you offer exchanges. Here's an example that you can use here. Refunds are processed within 7 to 10 business days after we receive your return. They're issued to the original payment method. Shipping fees are non-refundable unless the return is due to our error. And if you offer exchanges, you can add, exchanges are available for damaged or incorrect items. Please contact us within 7 days of delivery. You can tweak the time frame or exchange policy. Just make sure it's something you and your team can actually handle. Okay, step 8, contact info. Okay, here's the last thing to add to our policy. We want to make sure that customers know exactly how to get in touch with us. You can say something like, for any questions about returns, email us at support@yourstore.com. It reassures your customers, and it's another box checked for Google since they want stores to be easy to contact. Okay, here are some optional clauses you might want to include in your policy. First, restocking fees. If you charge them, be upfront so customers know what to expect. Next, what happens if a return shows up damaged to you or gets lost in the mail when getting sent back to you? Make sure you explain your policy on that clearly. Also, if you sell custom or personalized items that can't be returned, make sure that's clear as well. Finally, it's a good idea to include a disclaimer that your policy might change from time to time. This gives you the flexibility to update it as needed. These final clauses aren't required, but they really help keep things clear and protect your business. To sum it all up, having a clear and detailed returns policy does 3 big things. It protects your store, it builds trust with your customers, and it keeps Google happy. To go even further in making sure your store is compliant with Google, check out our simple step-by-step checklist. It walks you through everything your policy needs to include, plus it shows you what to check across your site and Merchant Center account. That way you stay fully compliant with Google's guidelines. Thousands of store owners like you have used it and call it a game changer for getting their accounts approved and running smoothly. And the best part, it's completely free, so I'm going to put a link down below, so grab it and check it out. It could save you a lot of headaches. That's it, guys. If your store is suspended or you're unsure about your returns and refunds policy, have any questions, let us know down below. My team and I reread all your comments and we try to respond as best we can. Or if you prefer us to actually fix your suspension for you, we have a full done-for-you guaranteed service. I'll leave a link down below where you can go and apply. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Make sure to check out our other videos. This one here might be especially useful for you.